You know, we don't often think about language as anything more than a school subject, right? But what if I told you it's actually a universal code? A code we're all using every single day to literally build the world around us. Today, we're gonna unlock it.
So let me start with a question for you. What do you think is the single most powerful tool humans have ever invented? I mean, really think about it. The wheel, the printing press, maybe fire? All great answers, but not the one we're looking for.
Nope. The answer isn't a physical object you can hold. It's the very tool that's at work right this second. The system in your brain that's taking the sounds of my voice and, like magic, turning them into ideas.
That's right. The answer is language. Now, the formal definition is a system of conventional symbols by means of which human beings express themselves. But what does that really mean? It means it's the foundation of pretty much everything: culture, society, you name it.
So what exactly is this system? Well, maybe the best way to think about it is like an operating system for our minds. It's not just a big pile of words. There's a deep, powerful structure underneath it all. At its core, language is a system made of symbols. You know, spoken words, written letters, even hand signs. And these symbols aren't just random. They're organized by a set of rules we call grammar. All of this comes together for one main purpose: communication. And the whole field dedicated to studying this incredible system, that's called linguistics.
But here's the thing. Language isn't just for sharing dry facts. Oh no, it's way more like a Swiss Army knife with a whole bunch of surprising jobs it can do.
Linguists have kind of boiled it down to 5 main jobs. You've got the informational, which is obvious, just stating a fact. Then there's the expressive, like saying, wow, I'm so happy. You've got the directive, which is when you're trying to get someone to do something. You know, could you pass the salt? Then there's this cool one called phatic, which is all about social glue. Stuff like, hey, how's it going? And finally, the aesthetic function, which is all about using language to create beauty, like in poetry or a really great song. Okay, and this brings us to a really important point. Lots of animals communicate, right? Birds chirp, bees dance, but there is something truly special, something unique about human language. So what is it? What's our superpower? Well, the difference is just massive. Animal communication is almost always tied to the here and now. A warning about a predator that's right there, or the location of food nearby. But humans, we can talk about what happened last year, we can plan for next summer, we can even talk about things that don't exist at all, like dragons or distant galaxies. This incredible feature actually has a name. It's called displacement. And it's our ability to talk about things that aren't right here, right now. This is what lets us make plans, tell stories, learn from history, and even tell a lie. It's absolutely fundamental to what makes us human. And get this, displacement isn't even our only superpower. There's arbitrariness, which just means the word tree has nothing to do with an actual tree. It's just a sound we all agreed on. Then we have productivity. We can create an infinite number of brand new sentences. There's duality, our amazing trick of using just a few dozen sounds to create millions of words. And maybe most important, there's cultural transmission. We have to learn our language. It's not baked into our genes. Okay, to make all this a little less abstract, let's look at how these systems work in the real world. Because language isn't some static thing carved in stone. No way. It's a living, breathing thing. And there's no better way to see that than by looking at the history of English. So let's take a quick little trip, a journey, to see just how dramatically a language can change over time, shaped by everything from invasions to new technology. So we start way back around 450 AD with Old English. It was a Germanic language, and honestly, you wouldn't recognize it today. This is the language of Beowulf. Then, huge change. The Norman conquest in 1066 brings a flood of French words into the mix, creating Middle English, the language of Chaucer. And finally, around 1500, a couple of big things happen. The printing press helps standardize spelling, and this massive change in pronunciation called the Great Vowel Shift happens. That's what gives us modern English, the language of Shakespeare, and the direct ancestor of what we're speaking right now. So what's the big takeaway here? It's that the language you're hearing right now is just one snapshot in a very, very long movie. From epic poems to emojis, it's a system that is constantly in motion. So after all that, after looking at our linguistic superpowers and zipping through history, what does it all come down to? It all boils down to one single elegant system. Just one system with a limited set of rules and sounds that somehow gives us the power to create and express an infinite universe of ideas. And really, that's the thing to remember.
Language isn't just a tool we use to describe the world, it's the actual code we use to build our reality.
So, if this incredible, evolving code is really what we use to